Good evening at 6 p.m. The best variety of gospel use of knowledge is power broadcasts with Dr. Marseille Wells-Strozier. Information on how to reach CHEA will follow today's broadcast. And now, here's your host.
Week of CHEA Use of Knowledge is Power, and I'm so grateful and thankful to be here. And happy belated, Memorial Day? Labor Day. I'm already jumping to May, aren't I? Happy belated Labor Day, and I hope everyone enjoyed that wonderful holiday as we close this season off. And I just come to find out that summer officially doesn't end until September 21st. Fall starts September 22nd.
That's right.
So let's enjoy this weather, even though I did read on the news that we are going to have a storm tonight. Yeah, we got another thunderstorm coming in.
Just don't hit me too hard.
But you know what? For it not to have rained all this season, it's a blessing to get this rain. Some people always say, oh, I hate the rain, I hate the rain. But the rain is what allows us to have our crops. It allows us to have everything that we need. And we're not the only beings on this planet. You know, the water is for the animals. So I just love when it rains. So let me go and make my rounds. Hi, Al.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
Great. What did you do for the holiday?
What did I do? Worked.
Oh, you was here working.
It was a money-making holiday.
Hey.
Love it.
What did you eat?
Let me see. What did we have? Some Polish sausages.
Oh.
Barbecue Polish sausages.
Right now.
You know, there used to be a guy on Saginaw Street back during the time.
That's exactly.
Is he still around?
Larry?
Yeah,
no, Larry's done. Larry is over by the Broom Center.
But I got
is
him on
he?
Saginaw Street anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was courting my ex-husband, we're at the Copa. We used to always stop by and get one of those Polish sausages.
Copa?
Yeah.
You're aging yourself.
Hey, I'm not mad about it because there's a lot of people my age that's not around. So.
Where was the Copa at? Where was that?
On the corner of Saginaw, and is that First? Second.
Right.
First and
It's all
second.
torn down now. Yes, green space now, and Channel 5, and tables and taps, and a nail salon. There's a lot of things on that corner, but that was the hopping
We're talking
place.
about downtown.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that was the place. All righty, our grounding buddy. He was doing well. He walked in with shoes. Yes, I did see that.
But
No,
he took them off.
he took them off. Hi, Paul.
You see where he hiding that on you?
No, he's not hiding because I see his right foot sticking from behind that counter.
Oh, yeah. I'm starting to think we ought to film those feet.
Ooh, no, they would cancel the show.
That's your problem. You need to go hospital.
That's not right. How you doing?
I am always fabulous.
Good.
I enjoy the life I'm living. Just until I can live the life I'll enjoy.
There you go.
A little bit of wisdom for you here today.
Wow, got me speechless.
Every time you use it.
Okay.
Well, I'm enjoying life. I really am. Callers, tonight we're going to be talking about pay yourself first. And if you want to participate in this wonderful conversation, please give us a call at 239-5733. 239-5733. All right, if you were ever taught that paying yourself first meant spending your hard-earned paycheck on buying new shoes, new clothes, or going out to dinner before paying your bills, guess what? That's not correct. Tonight we're going to talk again with a beautiful, wonderful, knowledgeable Cheryl Woodyard from Flagstar Bank. You just don't know how much I appreciate you.
Oh, it is a mutual fan club.
I really, and I admire you too. I never forget meeting you crying in your office.
Oh, stop.
Hopefully you forgot that.
I did. I don't remember nothing.
I remember.
Cry in your office, but since being in business with this not-for-profit, you are the first and only Black female that I really deal with
Oh, my.
on a regular basis.
Ooh.
And you have not changed a bit. That smile, that beautiful personality, that sense of caring and attentiveness, whenever I talk to you, it has not changed. And I won't lie, somebody asked me, was it real? I said,
Was that
yeah.
you, Paul?
I didn't know.
Somebody.
I was over here writing love notes.
You know it wasn't me. You know it wasn't me, right?
I know that.
And I say, yes, it's real. Because you know what? Sometimes when a person has a personality like you, they don't think it's authentic. And you're so authentic because I've known you for so many years. And it's just a pleasure to work with you because in so many incidents, we know that, and it's horrible to say, female relationships is so difficult. And I look up to you, I appreciate you, and I thank you so very much for who you are.
Oh, well, you are entirely too sweet. And again, this is a mutual fan club here. Your commitment to the community, everything that you do for all of the people around you, the people's lives that you have positively impacted, people who have been able to get their GED and start their lives all over again thanks to your encouragement.
Thank you.
I am a Dr. Marseille Wells-Strozier fan, I must say.
I got to give me a fan name.
Yes.
I let you think about that.
Erica.
Ah. You know I keep itching to sing my song, but this is not the place for it. Call him. Alrighty, let's talk about this. Pay yourself first, and we're going to be talking about retirement planning, okay?
Yes.
So, when is the best time to start planning your income for retirement?
Right now.
Okay.
I don't care how old you are or how young you are. If you have not put something to the side for the future purposes of your retirement, I want you to make a commitment to yourself to do so as soon as possible.
Okay.
It does not take a lot. And remember, we were talking the last time I was here about starting small so that you can get into the habit of and make that personal commitment to yourself to put money for your future away. Money that you don't touch, put it away and let it grow. That's all this is. And it is truly that simple. You don't have to put away $1,000 a month. If you start small and gain that habit, gain that commitment to yourself, as your income increases, your ability to save more will be able to increase as well. So starting out anywhere, if you're 18 and you are working at McDonald's and you feel like, oh, I don't have to worry about it, retirement is 40 years away, I promise you, that 40 years will roll by so fast, it will blow you away.
That is true.
So don't let anybody tell you that putting some of your money away for your future is a waste.
Yeah.
No matter what the amount is.
Yeah, because, you know, your explanation was so realistic for the simple reason my very first job was at McDonald's. But I could even go back further. The Flint schools used to have after-school programs, and they pay youth in order to participate in those after-school, to work in those after-school programs. And that was something, you know, be nice for it to come back. But my first job was at McDonald's after high school. But guess what?
Tell me.
I am a Generation X. And Generation X, we're all heading towards 50.
Yeah.
So
I must be I'm a Z for sure.
Well, you know, you skipped the millennial and then you went to Z, and that is the new Generation Z.
I thought we were baby boomers. We're baby boomers ahead of millennials.
Yeah, but she was trying to go back a little bit. I know you are a baby boomer. She was trying to go back. Man, you didn't get that, did you?
So
It surely did.
Maybe that's why I'm lonely.
Please, this is not a self-help relationship show. But, yes, so I did start out at McDonald's, and like you're saying, you never really think about you're going to eventually be 50 years of age, because this November I'll be 50. And so...
Just a baby. Just a little baby.
But you know what? I'm enjoying life, though, you know? I'm really enjoying life.
Yeah.
What you looking at, Paul?
I don't see 50 anywhere on you.
Thank you so much. Honestly, it runs in the family. It runs in the family. My great-grandfather was 102 when he passed.
Okay.
He wasn't sick. He just, no medical issues.
Right.
He just got sick all of a sudden, and then he ended up passing away.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he was in his right mind and everything towards the end, got around real good. Very feisty man, and I've always claimed that gene.
Okay.
Is to live a long, prosperous life, but always be in your mind. You know, your mind, even if your body don't function as well as you like for it, that mind is so powerful.
Right.
So I'll be 50 this year.
Well, very good.
All righty. So what do I need to do to start planning after the age of 50?
Alrighty, so for those of you youngins who are 50 and you have not started, it is not too late. The catch-up contribution amounts are in your favor. So if, generally speaking, at 50 you're making more than you did, of course, when you did at 20 and 30. So you can put more away, and for that reason, the government says that you can put $1,000 away annually into your IRA. That's an individual retirement account. Catch-up amounts for 401ks is $6,000 a year.
Okay.
On average. Now, depending on your circumstance, if you start a little bit later into your 50s, you can actually put more than that away. But you will be able to go and just talk with a banking professional or an investment professional to find out exactly how much you can put away tax-free. It's non-taxable when you're putting it away initially.
Okay.
Now, the truth of the matter is, at some point, Uncle Sam is going to get his piece of your pie. So, at 59 and a half, you can start to pull funds from those retirement accounts that you've been putting money into.
Okay.
There is an actual required minimum distribution at 70 and a half. But in between now and 70 and a half, I say put away something for you. Pay you first. Because the bottom line is, no, we don't know how long we have to live. None of us do. But if we are alive, we want to still be able to have a reasonably enjoyable lifestyle. You don't want to stop doing things that you're doing now just because you retired.
That's true.
I know I don't. I intend to have the best time in my retirement. But I'm staying focused now so I can put as much money away as I possibly can. So Uncle Sam says how much you can put away based on your age. And I say for everybody out there, start young. But if you have not, if you're over 50, I'm talking to you. Y'all are still young chickens out there. Spring chickens. I'm saying you have time to put away a considerable amount of money for yourself. And you might as well take advantage of that. The reason why I absolutely encourage everybody to do this, bottom line, Social Security is not going to help you live the same lifestyle you are living now. In addition to that, as we get older, we begin to have medical issues here and there, and that's another income impacting event. After 50, after 60, after 70. The bottom line is the cost of medical care when you are older, you have to pay a little bit more into it than you did when you were younger, which is ironic because when you were younger, you were healthier.
That's true. That's true.
As you get older, those co-pays and those additional outside amounts that you need to pay for your health care, those funds have to come from someplace. And if you have not had the opportunity to save money, to put something to the side, those are going to be medical bills that are going to be cropping up. And even if you did have the advantage of taking out a reasonable life insurance policy, those funds are going to be impacted because of any bills that you leave behind. So taking advantage of looking at where you are today, starting at whatever point, pick an amount that is comfortable for you financially. Commit to it, commit to yourself to put those funds away, and don't touch them.
You said a couple of things I want to go and ask you a question about.
Okay.
I had an IRA.
Okay. And again, for our listening audience, that's an individual retirement account.
And I ended up having to pull from it because of a hardship.
Okay.
But I can't remember if I put a beneficiary on there. Can you put a beneficiary in an IRA?
Yeah, I highly recommend that you appoint someone so that in the event of your passing on, or more importantly, in the event of you having a medical issue that preempts you from being able to make those decisions, that someone that you care for, who cares for you, can step in and help you with that. So absolutely.
The end of this month, Al, we do have a lady that's coming on the show that's going to be talking about life insurance policies. She is my life insurance agent through Prime America. And I do find that a lot of individuals do not have life insurance, and they don't understand the importance of having life insurance, because life insurance isn't always about you. It's about your family to be able to take care of what your debts may be when you pass away. And for some reason, blacks never seem to leave a little bit for the next generation.
Well, I don't know about you, but my family, and I have to just thank my dad and my mom both for talking to us about not just protecting our credit and saving money, but also what the responsibility is to our family.
Yes.
Beyond, I paid your bills, I bought you groceries, I got you through college. There's more to it than that.
Yes.
And generational wealth primarily has to do with
passing it on.
Insurance policies and being able to pass it on. Invest wisely. My preference is everything needs to be fixed. I'm no longer in that age range where the fluctuation of the market is appealing to me.
Yes.
I need to know where my money is, what it's doing, who's touching it, how it's being dispersed, how are those funds going to take care of me. So I'm a extremely cautious person. Always have been. And I recommend that.
My generation really needs to pay attention, and the generation under me really needs to pay attention to who our politicians are. Because every time we get someone in office, we're always talking about touching Social Security. I'm Generation X, as I previously stated. A lot of us are thinking that we won't have Social Security. You know, that's one reason why I'm self-employed, to be able to generate an income for me to be able to retire on, because I do not believe Social Security will be there for me, even though for years I paid into it. I don't even think I'll get that. But we need to really pay attention to who we're putting in office, because I know they've been talking about making them individual accounts. They've been talking about all different types of things about Social Security, and I won't say anything else about Social Security as to what I really think it is, a Ponzi scheme.
Don't say that.
No, don't mention it. Don't mention it.
But baby boomers are retiring now at a higher rate. And if you ever paid attention, have you seen all the nursing facilities that's being built
That's because that's twofold. And you did hit on the first point, which is that there are a lot of people who are retiring, and there are a lot of people who need that sort of support.
Yes.
Whether it is assisted living or if it is a full-fledged facility that you live in, whether it is for medical reasons or for that lifestyle. So, because seniors are living longer.
That is true.
And I don't know about you, but I can't wait to sell my house when I'm done.
Yeah.
Downsize. I'm going to be someplace warm, preferably without floods or hurricanes.
I don't know. That's tough now.
I got to figure it out. I'm going to be looking at a map. I'm going to get me a headhunter, find me a nice part of the country.
But you still say a warmer place, though. It may not be flooding there.
No. I need some sunshine. I need to be able to go walking.
Yeah.
No.
But you said something, and we're talking about now about the medical costs, how it impacts retirement, because I do know like several older individuals, like in their 80s. And actually one is my former neighbor, and she was a housewife. And she's divorced, of course. After all these years, she's divorced. But she never had a substantial amount of income that would pay for her living today. Yeah. So she would like to go to one of those assisted living facilities, but she can't afford it.
They're very expensive.
They're very expensive.
Very
We're talking about $3,000, $4,000 a month.
That's on the low end. The facilities right now, on average, if you are in-house, you're looking at anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 a month. But you're getting everything.
That is true.
You're getting everything, including a social life. They have a good time. But that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. So if you have not put funds aside, let's go back to your example of $3,000 a month. That's still a lot of money. And if you are not bringing in enough to cover that, you've got to take a look at what that gap is. Where is the amount between whatever Social Security you're receiving, if you have a pension that you are receiving, if there is a gap there, how are you going to cover that? So again, those individual retirement accounts we're talking about is a good place to park your money until you need it. And when you do, you will have it. Just keep in mind, it needs to be used for you during your retirement.
Okay.
So little Susie needs to go to college and you want her to go. Do not dig into your IRA.
Yeah, that's what I did.
She switched her major 4 times.
Drop out of college. That's what mine did.
Okay.
Dropped out of college, and I pulled from my
yes.
IRA. He dropped out of college. 2 years.
I told mine from Jump Street I wasn't paying for their college.
Well,
they had to get scholarships, and they had
work
to
hard.
Academic stuff to get.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
I'll do everything else. I'll get your car. I'll help you get your apartment, but I'm not paying for your classes.
Right.
He has a wonderful son.
Stop.
It sounds like he needed to be.
Hi, Paul Jr. Well, Paul Jr., I'm not young enough or old enough, shall I say, to collect Social Security yet. Right. But let's talk about Social Security. When should you start collecting Social Security?
Well, that's going to be up to you.
Okay.
So the first time that you can start is at 62.
Okay.
That gives you, depending on how much you have paid into it, they're going to take a look at your 3 highest years of income during your entire work career. They're going to average that out, and that's how they calculate what you will get each month.
But is that 62 standard, or does the government change that whenever they feel like
They
it?
get to change. They get to change the rules. Okay, so let's say at 62, you're going to get the least amount that is available to you. Full retirement, depending on what year you were born and a few months, is going to give you a little bit more.
Okay.
Now, if you decide you're going to work until 70, you are going to get the best amount.
Okay.
But who wants to take that chance?
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to take that chance? Now, if you feeling good and you're working and you still out there and you can go, I say go for as long as you can. I paid into this a long time and I want my cut. I need back what I put in. And that's only fair because when I look at how much they take out of my check for everybody, and I love all of you, I got you covered.
Okay.
You young people coming behind me, I need y'all to go to work.
That's not fair.
All of your taxes. And so that when I retire, I can collect my Social Security.
Okay. All right.
And I hope that group behind you will do the same, because that's how this works.
So let me ask you this question. Let me get clarification. So let's say, okay, so you're saying 62 at this time is an age where I can get a partial.
It's not the highest amount that you would be qualified for.
Okay.
Of course, the highest amount, they're going to push it out to 70 because the gamble is, and let's just go ahead and put it out here, not everybody's going to make it to 70.
Yeah.
So if you were waiting to get it, and then on your 69th year of life you pass away, that's the gamble part.
Okay.
So most people do go for the amount that they can receive at 62, depending on what your pension plan is structured like. You have to take it because they're going to start decreasing the amount that you receive in your pension based on where you retired from and how that pension plan works. But for the most part, if you're receiving a pension 62, they're going to start looking at you and saying, hey, you need to go get your Social Security so that we can begin to decrease the amount that we have to pay you.
Okay.
You're still going to have a nice income. Don't worry about that part. But it will take the weight financially off of the company that you were working for to pay you that pension. Does that make sense?
Yes. So let's say if I'm still working at 62, and can I still pull?
You can, but there is going to be a certain amount that you can make before your Social Security is impacted. And again, I highly recommend going to the Social Security Administration website and looking up specific to your age and what you're looking at as far as what your income would be. And again, it's going to be different amounts for different ages.
They used to send out a letter every so often that tells you that. I don't even think they're doing that anymore. They just probably tell you go to the internet.
Everything is on the internet now. And the good thing about it being on the internet is that if you lost, and I do remember that same document, it would give you what your retirement age will be, the amount that you can make, how much it'll change if you go from 62, you continue to work to 64, from 64 to 66, and then finally that at 70. These are the amounts that you will receive. And again, you can hang on until 70 only if you decide to. But if you are planning to hang in there till 70, take a look at, if you're, again, receiving a pension, take a look at how that's going to work for you.
Okay.
Okay?
All righty. Listeners, we already know that paying ourselves first means to invest in our future, to put money aside for when we are getting ready to retire, and also a medical type of income, a medical account for when we get we need help with medical bills or additional medical costs for things.
Correct.
So I want to go through this right quick because we only have a few minutes left. So what would be the different types of individual accounts for us to put our money in to make sure that we're paying ourselves first?
Well, okay, so we've talked about certificates of deposit, the individual retirement accounts, and there are two different kinds, a traditional and a Roth.
Yes.
And the difference would be the taxation at withdrawal.
Okay.
Annuities, they can be fixed or variable. Yes.
Define fixed and variable.
Okay. Fixed means you know the exact rate you are going to be earning from day one until it matures.
Okay.
Variable means that sometimes what you earn will be higher and sometimes it will be lower. And most of the time there is it's not directly tied to the market. However, it is impacted by the market. So if that company is not earning as well because they've invested in the market, neither will you.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
That's just it. So fixed, you know exactly how much you'll get. Variable, they usually will have a bare minimum that you will be able to earn on that account. But the variable is usually something that's better suited for younger people because there's the opportunity for those funds to grow and ebb and flow, and so they've got the time. Mutual funds, don't forget the 401k. That is a savings plan through your employer. And stocks and bonds, don't play around with that. Get somebody who truly knows what they're doing. Because there is nothing like thinking, oh yeah, let me put $100 into something, and in a month you're down to 9 cents.
That is true. If you don't know what you're doing, that is true. That is true.
And then of course savings account.
Okay.
Pick one, get started, make that commitment to yourself, stick with it. There is no emergency bigger than the one that's coming up in your future, which is your retirement. Save, save, save.
Okay. All right, callers. Well, listeners, I'm sorry. Listeners, that's our show for tonight. And that 30 minutes is just not enough time for all this knowledge. But please join us on next Wednesday as we have another exciting guest and a wonderful show for you. Have a great work week.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to CHEA Use of Knowledge is Power broadcast with your host, Dr. Marseille Wells-Strozier. You can contact CHEA Adult Skills Center at 810-553-2140 or online at www.mychea.org. Join them again.